this dress will begin from 7 inches, and then from there you mark your nipple point, which is 10, under bust, waist, and hip. You mark your hip by coming down from your waist either by 8 or 9, or whatever your hip height is. You mark that, and then you draw a straight line across each part. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And then the full length of the dress, which is 32, because it's a very short dress. So just use your ruler to mark a straight line across the hip and everything else. And before that, we're going to mark our nipple to nipple, and the nipple to nipple for this particular dress is 3.5. You just mark a straight line down. Remember, the dress is starting from 7 inches, not the usual shoulder this thing. And you can draw your straight line across. On the under bust line and the over bust, you mark half and half on both sides, like the way we did here, but you won't mark it on the nipple. Then connect it from the nipple line to the under bust marking and the over bust marking. You see, like that. Sorry, I didn't even realize this wasn't so clear. Just connect it like that. And then I drew a straight line down on that same half inch that we marked already. Just draw a straight line down like this, so you have 1 inch there. And now to mark the measurement of the bust, you start from the top part. You'd exclude the marking, like the way I'm doing it like this. You see how I measured from here, from the beginning to this side, and take the tape away and continue the measurements. That means I'm disregarding this 1 inch that is in the middle. I don't know if you understand that point. Then we'll connect the lines together. You use a cuff to connect the waist to the hip. Dress like that. And now I want to create the armhole, so you just use 1 inch to just mark, just do that curve there, and then you can cut out that 1 inch in the middle that we took out. Is not part of your measurement though. I don't know if you understand. It shouldn't be part of your measurement at all. That's why we have to do it first, then take out the measurement of the waist and the bust. Now we're going to do the back. Obviously starting from 7, so the only thing we're going to be marking is our waist, because there's no bust in front, and hip line, which is still the same 8 inches. And then mark the full length of the dress. Across waist, hip, and full length. So we mark the same nipple to nipple that we did at the back. We did the same thing in front. At the front, we did the same thing at the back, and draw a straight line. We are also going to be removing 1 inch. That's half and half on both sides, like this. But this one, you're moving it from the waist. And don't take it all the way to the hip. You can just go up from the hip by like 2 inches, and just like this, and just connect it together. Don't mark it all the way to the hip. If not, you're going to be reducing the measurement of the hip. I didn't realize that this angle was not right. Same thing. Mark the bust. You see, you readjust and then mark again. Mark the hip, add the 1 inch. And then at this waist, you go in by 0.75, then you add it back again, because we want to remove that zipper bulge at the waist. So once you remove it from the middle, then you go to the side again and add it back. So now you connect the lines together. I hope you understand. See if you don't ask questions. The same thing for the armhole, and just draw your curve. Just want to mark side, back, center, back. So I'm now going to connect the zip. Connect it all the way to the top if you want, if you don't want. But for the hip side, don't connect it all the way to the hip. Leave a little bit of space. See, it has to give me 7.5 at the end of the day. That is without the allowance that we'll take out from the middle. At the end of the day, the entire waist must be 7.5. I hope you understand. As we'll curve the top part too. And then we'll cut out. So that's back and that's front. And for this front, I just wanted to add a little bit of sweetheart to the neck, so it's not too straight. So you can just come down by half or 0.75 if you want. If you don't want, you can leave it like that. And now I want to, I made the front longer by 32 and the back by 30. So now I'm going to remove that 2 inches at the bust, that like that. You just come down from the nipple line by 2 inches, then connect it like the way this fold is, and just connect it together. So now it will be of equal length with the front, with the back, like this. And I just want to curve it a bit at the armhole side. So you see now to be the same length, the back, front and back now equal. That's the back, side front and side back. I'm just going to pin it together so that I can cut the side godet. Just watch what I'm doing. So now you just go up by 4.5 or 4, and then by the hip go in by 3.5. You do that on both sides, and then you connect it round like this. I hope you understand so far. Now you cut it. So we have our piece for our side godet, front and back. We're going to place our pattern on our fabric and cut. But watch this technique because it's a 6 pieces dress. So you have to add the flare on the sides. And you cut the end. Make sure to add your allowance while cutting now, so your dress is not shortage of allowances. And then for the side, we did the front now. For the side, you go in like this. You add to the same 3.5 or maybe all the way. Connect and cut out. Do the same for the back. For the back, you have to add on both sides. The center back. It's not like the center front that you only add on one side. On the side, you add on one side only. The two sides, both front and back. Just add 3.5 or 4, however full you want it to be. Just want to mark so I know which is wrong side or right side. So that's the front piece, side and center. I've joined it together. I joined the back, the two back. The back will have 4 pieces like this, and that's the zip part. The front will only have 3 pieces. Now I want to cut the facing for both the front and the back. Please, if you don't understand to this point, ask questions. Just fold a bit of your fabric so that you can cut your facing. This technique is actually not hard. It's very, very easy. You just follow the steps. Now I'm going to take our piece for our godet and just slash a line in between the 2 pieces. So now I have 4 pieces. Arrange this so that I can have enough space in between and cut. We need to have it full. Piece by piece. You can make it as full as you want to. 3 inches in between 4. You can do yours more than that. So that's what we have. You see the side fullness. Notch the 2 edges. And I will cut the shoulder part. Mark at 4 inches. Draw a straight line up. Mark on both sides by 2. Just connect it. Leave a little bit of space in between the 2 lines. See? Like that. So that what you have at that top part will be 1 inch. Then you place it on fabric and cut. Leave allowance. Don't forget to leave allowance. For this, you are going to cut about 4 pieces so that you can use it for both the lining and the main fabric. Then you need to cut the ropes. Cut like 4 ropes, and then you fold, sew it together. That's what you have when you're done sewing. Leave it space so that you can turn it out, then iron. That's what we have when we've sewn our facing and ironed it, everything together. That's the front. And that's the side. We join the back and the front together. And that's the place for sewing in our godet. You see the notched parts there. Sew it. You have to gather it, then sew it. And now for these pieces, the shoulder pad piece, you just dot the middle because we're going to have to fix eyelets there. You do that, and then you do it on the dress itself, the front and the back. Don't make it too close to the top. You can just leave like ½ inch, then come and mark. And just use soldering iron or scissors, whatever it is you can use. And just create the holes there. Don't make it too wide though. Be careful so you don't spoil your clothes. You do the same thing too for the shoulder pads. That's the holes that are fixed already. Just take your eyelets, machine. It's called a godet machine. And just fix the eyelets like so. Fix it on both the front and the back, as well as the shoulder part. And now you pass the rope through. Sorry, I had to make this part really fast because the video was getting too long. Fix it to the dress like that. This rope was too big. When you are doing your own, make your own smaller. This is a practical video to help you to do your own. Is the shoulder pad. This is our dress. It's ready and complete.